What's up, y'all? We're back here with another photo tutorial thingy, fall editing tutorial. We're gonna take some cool photos where we stick leaves in this umbrella and then I flip it over myself, jump up in the air, let the leaves fall on me. Shoot it at a fast shutter speed with a 50mm lens on this bad boy to get some nice compression. And then we will go back to the studio, edit these photos. You'll be able to buy all the colors that I use on the photos. They'll be on my website. So the Drew Schaefer Fall Autumn Preset Pack coming to a city near you. The goal is to flip it over and then jump backwards and kind of have like a cool, like, oh my God, action shot. Doesn't really make a lot of sense why someone would be jumping with an umbrella, but it'll look cool. Not bad, but I need more leaves. It's a learning experience here. We brought a sweeper. You don't want it to look like you've tried it 1,000 times, so we're gonna try it more leaves. That we might try it from the side and see what happens. So red and yellow might not contrast each other enough when we get back to the studio and edit these photos, so we're gonna see if a blue flannel will look better. David is skeptical. I'm liking the blue with the contrast to the yellow, but I need to be a little more like, I was kind of hunched over and that's not cool. We're also feeding ducks. We're gonna see how this goes. Go! A trampoline would have been helpful in the making of that last video. Hey y'all, thanks for making it this part of the video. If you're kind of like, you know what, Drew, stop talking. I kind of just want to get your presets and get the heck out of here. Then go right on down below. My presets are there, they're in the store. They're like $5, there's 4 of them. They're all pretty cool. But if you're like, you know what, I kind of want to know how you edited those photos, then stick around. We're gonna make this pretty short and sweet. Fall, autumn presets. It's a lot of hand chopping. We're gonna start off with the photo from today. So this photo here was made possible because we filled the umbrella up with a lot of leaves. We tried to make sure they were dry leaves so that they, wouldn't stick together. We had a 50mm lens for some compression. We shot at an f1.8 for a shallow depth of field, and the shutter speed to make sure that the leaves weren't blurry and I wasn't blurry at all. We shot at a we shot at a 1/800 shutter speed, 1/800 second speed. Can't talk today, sorry. Anything over like, I don't know, a shutter speed of like 320 or higher would probably be good. We had an ISO of 100 so that we didn't have a lot of noise, and it was daytime so we didn't need a lot of ISO. But basically with this photo, without cropping or anything, I'll just show you what the presets look like. Always in a mood. It's kind of that moody fall look. There's Autumn Rooster, which is my favorite, which I'm gonna show you how to do. And then there's Ginger Drew, which is kind of funny. I like that one. Then there's Moody Rooster, which is similar to Autumn Rooster, but it's a little more moody, as you can see. So presets aren't exactly like a one and done type of deal. So let's say we apply Autumn Rooster to this photo. We're still gonna have to do some tweaking, kind of touch up some things. And that's why I made 4 of them, so that way if you're shooting different types of photos in the fall, one of these should work, will work, and will look great, and will get you on the right track. I'm gonna show you how I made Autumn Rooster. And first off, with my photos, I always like to change the aspect ratio, and today we're gonna go by 4:5 aspect ratio for Instagram, because it's an Instagram banger, I think. I always wanna pump up the exposure here a little bit, bring down the highlights. As always, we're gonna bring up the shadows a little bit, bring down the blacks, kind of bring back some detail, whites, and then the obviously the temperature, we need to make it warmer so that it looks like fall. Clarity, I'm actually gonna go -5, give it kind of that soft, moody-esque look for the fall. Saturation, so far I'm not gonna touch that. Tone curve. So tone curve is a great tool. And for this, we're gonna go into each color of the tone curve and adjust it with an S curve. Nothing too crazy, just a little bit. And at first you're gonna say, Drew, that looks like crap. And I'm gonna say, yeah, I know, give me a minute. It's a sweet spot with using the tone curve. You just wanna go little by little, make 3 points, and then have it be kind of like an S. Now this looks sort of like a straight line, but I swear it's an S. It just gives the photo a little more contrast here. So now we're down to the color tool. Color tool is pretty powerful, and that's really what's gonna make this photo pop and look like autumn fall rooster. So we're gonna use the hue tool, trying to get those oranges ready. Now I don't wanna go too far right because then it looks kind of greenish yellow, and I don't wanna go too far left because then it looks like some crazy unicorn party. But we're gonna go right here at about a -18, right in the sweet spot. And I might bump up the saturation just a little bit. And then yellow, since yellow is also in this photo, we're gonna bump up, we're gonna mess around with that hue as well. See all those greens in the background? We don't want that. We don't want that. We want it to look like fall. So we're actually gonna bring the hues for the yellows down. Might bring down some of the saturation as well. The green tool. Like I said earlier, we don't want a lot of green in this because we want it to look like fall. And I think it was good that I wore this shirt and this photo because that way the blue contrasts the yellow and the oranges pretty well, giving it that nice orange and teal look. We will not be putting a lens correction on. I typically don't put lens corrections on my photos. I don't know why. I don't like the way it looks. So we're gonna go up here to the circle radial tool, and we're just gonna make a circle around me, and we're gonna make the point right about my neck area to the right of my eyes. Using that tool, and then bumping the clarity down around me is actually nice because we used compression of the 50mm lens. We used a low f-stop of a 1.8, and then we're actually blurring it just a tad even more with the clarity, so it actually separates me in the background just a little more. And here's a trick that you probably didn't think of. See how I'm in the air right here? Well, it's a cloudy day out. There's not a lot of shadows, and shadows can really tell like how far up somebody is. So we're actually gonna use the adjustment brush tool and paint a shadow beneath me to make it seem like I'm jumping higher than I am, to give it kind of that illusion of height. So as you can see, we're just kind of painting away, and this isn't perfect because I'm trying to make it fast for y'all, but this is kind of like a paint tool, and you kind of want to like outline where you might be, where the umbrella might be, and then I might just grab it and move it around, and the closer I make it to the bottom of the screen, the higher it looks that I jumped, and the closer I make it to my foot, the lower it looks like I jumped. Look, it looks like I'm getting like 2 feet off the ground. So I'm gonna put it right about here, which looks about accurate, and then I'll kind of just mess around with it. You don't want to make it like too obvious, so you don't want to pull down the exposure too much, but then I'll kind of just mess with the clarity on this again, you know, mess with the highlights, contrast, and you kind of just have to see what fits for you, because every situation is different. All right guys, and that is how I edit my autumn rooster preset on here. And if you want to see the before and after, look at this. Before, after, before, after. And I would say that is a pretty cool, significant difference. I could just sit here all day. Before, after, before, after. And I think that makes a huge, huge difference. I love using the radial tool and like darkening the edges and kind of making it more focused on the subject. I think that's a pretty fall-like thing. Kind of looks like a horror movie, maybe a little bit. Hopefully that was pretty fast for you guys. That is how I edit my fall photos. I thought this was a fun idea to try. I've seen it before, but no one's ever been like jumping in the air or anything with the leaves falling. So I was like, you know what? Maybe we'll try a little something extra here. And I appreciate my little brother always being my hard-working little employee that I don't pay, that I force to work for me and do all these things. So thanks, David. All right. And if you like this video, subscribe, do all those annoying little things. All right, peace.